At E3 2019, Ninja Theory took to the stage at Xbox's conference to announce its next big Xbox exclusive title following Hellblade called Bleeding Edge. But what is it? Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kieren, and today we are covering Bleeding Edge, a 4v1 multiplayer title that has been in development over at Ninja Theory for the past 3 years. The announcement of this game actually surprised a lot of fans of the company because it was so out of left field, especially after their dark and gripping title Hellblade. I know this game is like, just a little bit different from what they're usually making, but when it comes to creators, when it comes to developers and stuff like that, I really think they do deserve to flex their creativity a wee bit instead of just being forced to make constant, dark and depressing games, which Hellblade is essentially, but if you have an idea for something a wee bit crazy, I think they should be allowed to go for it, which I am giving you the pass on this one in Ninja Theory. Do not worry, I have your back. Story isn't something you should really expect in a game like this because it is purely a multiplayer title, but if you are interested in the background and just the world in general, then we do get a wee synopsis of the story. Bleeding Edge is set in a futuristic world in the year 2057. World governments have become corrupt and corporate society only looks on. Tired of the system, Damien forms a gang of misfits known as the Bleeding Edge. After taking his revenge on those who wronged him, Damien takes his Bleeding Edge to the underground world of fighting circuits. It is here that he intends to recruit an army of the augmented to the Bleeding Edge and redeem himself for his past actions. I'm pretty sure the Bleeding Edge was mentioned about 4 times in that one little paragraph. I get it. It is called the Bleeding Edge. We all understand. So the game is essentially set in like a massive fight club, which definitely adds to the overall toll of the game being not so serious compared to the likes of Overwatch, where the world is constantly at stake and it's like a massive battle of heroes versus villains. Speaking of Overwatch, actually, one thing I do need to add before we dive into the fighters is please stop comparing this game to Overwatch. It's 2 completely different things. That one's first person, this one's third person brawler. It infuriates me. Instead of having crazy guys with guns, you play as crazy characters with swords, machetes, and yes, a snake. I'm not joking about the snake, by the way. There's literally like a hard rock character with a massive undead snake. Bleeding Edge is a multiplayer title with a bunch of crazy characters, complete with an arsenal of melee weapons. There are 12 fighters that the players can choose from, each having their own abilities, their own supers, and their own specials. Basic abilities can range from like simple attacks to even like enabling health regeneration, but at a cost. Most of these simple abilities will also cost you stamina, so you should probably try to use them accordingly. An example of a special is from the character called Gizmo that can like throw down a turret. Yes, I know we are dangerously close to Borderlands, no, Overwatch territory here with Torbjorn with his turret. Now supers are like that smash down ability. A great example of a super is called Unbreakable that you can use as El Master though. This super allows the player to become immortal, and then every time you hit another player, every time you do more damage, that adds to the duration of the ability. These are all like basic necessities to a multiplayer game, so I'm quite curious how they're gonna make every super unique to every character and not just have it like be a rip-off of another game, like that one character that we just talked about there, but let's move on anyway. Fighters in Bleeding Edge are split into 3 categories: damage, support, and tank. See, this is quite similar to Overwatch, but I keep making Overwatch comparisons here. I said I wasn't going to do it, but it's quite hard. It's quite difficult not to. Currently, there are 5 fighters in damage, and 3 in support and in tank. For a team to work well in a match to go in your favour, you're going to need to use all 3 of these fighter types. Tanks are there to take in most of the damage as they have the most health on the team, so if you don't have a tank, then you're going to be you're going to be wrecked, essentially. Because all that damage is going to be just directed straight towards you instead of your tank. Supports are just there to heal the team and to generally support them with additional boosts and stuff like that. So again, that's the reason why you should probably have a support on your team, because if the other team has a support healer and he's just constantly healing and your team does not have any healer, I've had this from experience by the way, probably most likely going to get screwed over. Moving on to damage fighters, well, these guys do damage. These guys are like the fighting force of your team, so you should have at least 2 of them with another tank and a support. That's like probably the basic team setup you have in Bleeding Edge. If you don't have these 4 in these 4 little slots, then you're doing something wrong. Now, before, when I said that the majority of the characters have melee weapons, the keyword there was majority, because there is a few with ranged weapons. There are 5 fighters across damage and support that are classified as ranged characters. Then there's the likes of Cass, you know, that weird chicken lady that's classified as a hybrid, because she does both melee and ranged. Which I'm guessing there's going to be like more fighters that are going to be added to the game post-launch with those sort of attributes. These fighters use the likes of guns, poisonous projectiles, and energy bolts to stagger the enemy team. So while you have the melee lads in there, they're dealing damage, you might have the ranged guy just up top, he has the minigun just gunning them all down, dealing that extra bit of damage just to give you that extra edge, that extra bleeding edge. I do like this because it adds that extra dynamic of, hey, look, there's a healer over there, someone go take him out. But with that added gun at the back, it will cause so many more problems and just some more obstacles for the opposition, and it won't be so easy to take out your healer. Just hope that the ranged weapons aren't that OP, so that means like the melee way is still the way to go in most players' minds. In an interview with Gamer Hub TV, creative lead Ranny Tucker says that there will be 2 main game modes the players will be jumping between. The first and probably the most seen gameplay mode is Objective Control. This one is quite simple and you've probably seen it in every multiplayer game. The goal is to capture objectives around the map and hold them for as long as possible. The amount of time you hold them for will reward you with points you need to win. Defeating the other team in combat also rewards you with points, but please do not be one of those people that go into like an objective type mode. It literally says in the name Objective Control. Do not be one of those people that just go in for the kills. You will ruin it. Well, you won't ruin it. You'll just make everything more irritating. Our second game mode is Power Collection. The goal for this mode is to destroy canisters containing power cells around the map, then deliver them to your team's drop zones to earn points. See, in this mode, like, it will unleash that inner troll that's in you, because a lot of people, and I can guarantee you, a lot of people are just going to be sitting by the other team's drop zones and just waiting for the other team to come on by, and they'll be like, hey, look at me, I am playing game. They're about to drop it in, they get either shot or they get hacked away, and then that team gets those canisters and just brings it back to their zone. I hope people just don't do that as much, but I guarantee you, there will be a lot of people that are doing that. So far, there are only 5 multiplayer maps to choose from, which are Boneyard, Sky Garden, Aqueducts, and Jersey Sink, but expect more to come after launch. There was actually another one that just got announced, and I didn't get the name of it, so I apologise for that. See, judging from like the overall game, like just looking at the tone, looking at the style, I was expecting like a lot more wacky game modes. Like if this game is set in a brutal fight club, like, I can't really imagine a power collection mode, you know, like that doesn't really fit the tone of the game that well. To be fair, I was just expecting like more originality and uniqueness when it comes to game modes. I was expecting a lot more variety of game modes as well, at least 5. And not just Objective Control and Power Collection. It's like, you need more, you need way more diversity, you need more crazy modes as well. Like, you can't just have these 2 simple modes. And I guarantee you, like, after launch, they're probably going to have a lot more different kind of game modes added in there. I just hope for more unique game modes that definitely fit the tone of the game. I think a good game mode for this game would be a tug of war style thing, where there is one object in the map, like a bomb, you know, a bomb just to fit the style, where you need to push to the enemy spawn, you know, something like that. It would make sense. So those are our 2 primary game modes, but there is also a training arena mode. In the training arena, you can complete tutorials teaching the player how to use characters and how to play Power Collection and Objective Control. This is something you might want to do if you're new to the game, because completing these tutorials actually rewards you with cosmetics. There is also the dojo as well, which you can go in, you can try out different fighters and all that without the added stress of other players being like, why are you not playing game objective? And you're like, come on, I just want to try out this different hero. I might not be good at it, but I just want to try it out, and then they are still nagging you, because you get that a lot in hero games. You get that so much. So I'm actually quite happy that they added something like this in. Yes, do not worry, it's fine. Just calm down, it's all good, because there is a few cosmetics, just a few. No loot boxes, no microtransactions, let me just get that out of the way first. So in the game, characters have a mode of transportation to help them get around to areas quickly and help speed up the game. Some characters have their own unique vehicles for this, but the majority of fighters just have hoverboards which are actually customizable. So all the cosmetics in the game are actually for your hoverboard and not for your characters, which is really strange. You would think there would be player skins and all that in this style of game as well, but no, they're all for your hoverboard, which do I like? I'm not too sure. I don't really know how often I'm going to be looking at my hoverboard, to be honest with you. Like, you would, like, I of course we're all going to be looking at our characters constantly because it is in third person, so I don't know, maybe they'll add player skins eventually. I do hope they do. Just not through microtransactions, just through in-game rewards. That'd be great, thank you very much. Despite the similarities to Overwatch and just the lack of creative modes and all that, I'm still quite excited for Bleeding Edge. I don't know, I think it's just the world, it's the creative characters, the hero shooter going in like a slightly different direction, more of a brawler direction, which I like. It tears it apart from the likes of Overwatch and all the other hero shooters and all that as well. Actually, it makes it feel more of a MOBA than anything. And to be honest, I definitely think this game is going to find its audience quite soon. It's going to have one of those niche audiences, that niche community, especially because the game is coming out in Game Pass. Bleeding Edge launches on Xbox One and PC on the 24th of March and also will be available day one on the Xbox Game Pass, which I do recommend, by the way. Do not pay full price for stuff anymore. If it's on Game Pass, just get the Game Pass. No point in paying full price for Xbox One exclusives anymore. So that was Bleeding Edge. What do you guys think of this brand new Xbox exclusive? Are you excited for it? Are you not excited for it? Will you at least give it a try if it's on Game Pass? Just let us know down in the comments below. I hope you all enjoyed my first video for the social. I'm Kieren, and thank you all for watching. See you later.